You get what I say you get.
Here's a quick question for you. What games, based on an Academy Award-winning movie, has ever been anything more than a completely mediocre game? Time's up. The answer? None. And out to continue this trend is The Godfather, the Dawn's Edition, for the PS3.
I've been looking for you. You ready?
The Godfather holds a special place in my heart. As a Sicilian, I always love the films. In my family, when we have debates over what is the greatest movie of all time, all it is an argument between which is better, 1 or 2. The movies aren't even called The Godfather, but rather the numerical placement of the series. So with all this love I have for The Godfather, you would think that I had a pre-order of The Godfather as soon as I heard that they were making a game about it. But actually, it's quite the opposite. I didn't want to see my favorite movies butchered. With all the recent games based on movies, I didn't want to see my beloved Godfather become one of those. After a couple of years, though, I finally picked it up for the PlayStation 3 when it was a budget title.
Now get moving. Contact you later.
The game is an open-world crime game in the same style as GTA, because developers can't think of an original way to have a crime story without it being an open-world sandbox. You go around the world, completing story events, beating up local shopkeepers like a health inspector, and building your reputation within the city. The game does do a good job recreating 1940s New York, and even has a filter to give it that same look as the films. But soon you'll notice that there's mostly just filler. The city is uninspired with very little cars and just feels empty. It really looks at times like a really nice dynamic theme and not an actual game setting. You play as Aldo, and after you watch your father murdered when you were a young boy, you eventually want to get your revenge. So you join the Corleone crime family to help get it. You'll go through your own story that parallels the first movie, which is a good thing because the original movie doesn't lend itself to the over-the-top action that the kids today demand. You'll get to do some things that you hear about in the films, like rough up the guys who beat Bonacera's daughter. It's nice that it doesn't just follow the movie, but it still has it there to keep things moving forward.
Papa?
On the side, you will intimidate local shop owners in order to convince them to pay up to the Corleones. It's fun trying to figure out what you can do to an owner that will make them pay without pushing them too far. You can put the baker's head near the oven and find out what temperature the head starts to rise at, or pull out a Tommy gun and destroy most of the shop. All these things make you feel like a gangster, which is what I'm looking for.
We can do business.
Listen, Emilio. The Corleones run this neighborhood.
You can also steal any car that you want, but the cops pay closer attention to you than they do in most GTA games, and you will have to give the cops a pretty nice sized bribe if you cause too much trouble.
I'll take what you've got.
There is also, drumroll please, cover-based shooting. I swear, I can't play any game anymore without cover-based shooting. The shooting works well, I guess, but it's in general uninspiring. The same way cover-based shooting has been ever since Kill Switch on the PS2. There's just nothing more we can do with it. The game plays things very safe. The developers looked up what should go into an open-world crime game and just stuck to that formula. The game doesn't take any risks or really try anything different. All the things in the game work, so I can't really complain about this. But what can you expect? EA was worried that with such a big title, people like me, who, if they made a terrible game, would riot in the streets for ruining the good name of the series. So, they made a game that works. It's nothing special, but it doesn't hurt anything. But it is still a disappointment to see such an amazing movie get such an average game.
Oh, you know you ain't gonna do it again. Gee, you should have learned to treat the games a little nicer, with a little respect. Now it's too late. Good night, sweetheart.